It's Mandy, and I wanted to talk to you for a few minutes about my weight loss journey, give you an update. I just started my second box of 10 milligram Mounjaro, and this will be the update for my 46th week on Mounjaro, since starting Mounjaro. And if you're new to my channel, just coming across it, hi, welcome, hope you stick around. If you're a returning friend, welcome back. What's up, girl? So if you are new and you don't know, I had VSG weight loss surgery in June of 2020 as well. After 2.5 years, 2 years probably, more like it, I hit a stall and was just having trouble losing any more weight. Went into menopause, and that's when the real shit show began. Excuse my language, but that's the nicest word I can think of for it. And so I just needed a little more help. And I'm also type 2 diabetic, so GLP-1 seemed to be the answer since I cannot tolerate metformin. Tried, I think twice, maybe even 3 times. I started and stopped it because I just couldn't handle the side effects that I was having with that medication. And so GLP-1 has helped me to not only reach my goal weight, but I'm actually below my original goal weight. And I expect the scale to go back up if you haven't caught any of my other videos, once I'm able to start lifting weights again the way that I want to. I've struggled with that back and forth due to not being able to fuel my body in a way. Well, let me rephrase. I am or always have been an all or nothing, go hard or go home type of person. And that's how I was approaching the weightlifting. And I messed up by doing that because I can't get in enough calories to sustain that type of energy for that type of workout. That made more sense. Made sense in my head. But, so I had to pull back and kind of regroup, assess the situation, and decided, okay, let me just hit this with baby steps, gradually increase my workouts as the working out gradually increases my appetite, which is what happens. It's normal. But then something happened with this shoulder, and I'm going to give you an update on that too while we're here. So, again, like I said, weight loss surgery in June of 2020. I don't regret having the surgery. Somebody asked me, had I known about GLP-1s prior to my weight loss surgery, would I have just started the GLP-1 and skipped the surgery? And I honestly don't know. I was in a whole different mindset at that time. I was dealing with a lot of things. We're going to leave that there. But I don't regret having the surgery at all. Okay, so let me go ahead and update you on what the surgeon said about my shoulder before I go any further and talk to you about some side effects that I'm having. First of all, my surgeon's name, I hope I don't butcher his name, it's Dr. Pradami, Joe Pradami. He was one of the leading upper extremity specialists at WVU in Morgantown, and he came to Charleston, West Virginia, which is like an hour and a half from me, but the closest like major hospital. We have a smaller hospital local, for emergencies and whatnot, but he is pretty amazing from all the reviews that I've read and the people that I've personally talked to. He is one of the very few surgeons that is triple board certified. My regular doctor filled me in on some of these things about him because he actually done her hand surgery, and she had nothing but good things to say about him. And apparently being triple board certified is a rare thing. I didn't know that. I would have never known that had this not happened. It's just not something that I inform myself on. But he was very friendly, or is very friendly. His bedside manner is great. And I clicked with him. I really felt at ease with him, felt comfortable with him, and I could tell he knew what he was talking about. And so after he looked at my MRI, he doesn't think that, or he said that it's not Hill-Sachs deformity. He said because I've never dislocated my shoulder, so that's not what it is. And he says that it is something called adhesive capsulitis, if I'm saying that correctly. Adhesive capsulitis. He said it's very common with diabetics. And another name for it is frozen shoulder. I think it's the same thing. It might be two separate things. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. Google it. And he said that I have a large lesion, a large tear going down my bicep. And he actually pointed to where it was, and exactly where he touched is where a lot of my pain is. It's right there. And so he says that he has never been impressed with any surgeon's surgery for the capsulitis. He explained it to me. He went into a little more depth, but I'm not going to repeat it to you because I probably will say it wrong. I will probably say it wrong, no doubt. Just Google it if it's something that you're interested in. If you're having some issues with your shoulder and you're wondering if it could be what's going on with you, if you're diabetic and all that jazz. And I also have some bursitis going on there. And so he gave me a steroid shot in my shoulder that day. The shot has helped with the pain as far as like what feels like bone, but it hasn't really done much for the pain that I'm having down my arm and the bicep or the muscle part. So I don't know, the shot probably is doing what it's supposed to do. I don't know if a steroid shot is meant for muscle tears or not. I really don't know. He told me a bunch of stuff, and I just can't remember everything that he said. You know how when you go into a doctor and they're spitting out all this information to you, my brain don't grab it all, okay? Especially if it's words that I'm not familiar with. So that's that update on that. And I have to have the steroid shots every 6 weeks, and I have to start physical therapy, and I have to go to that 3 days a week. He told me that the physical therapy was probably going to cause me to be sore afterwards, to expect that, but to push through it the best that I can. But if it felt like, that it was just too much and it was causing too much pain, to pull back to twice a week. So that's where we're at with the shoulder. So thankfully, no surgery as of right now. He said we'll revisit it after the 3-month mark of having physical therapy, because my insurance is not going to pay for any type of surgery until after 3 months of physical therapy, regardless anyway. So for now, surgery is not the only option, thank God. So that's that as far as my shoulder goes. Now, updates on the 10 milligram Mounjaro. Like I said, I just started my second box, so I took my 5th shot of 10 milligram. Side effects. I'm having the same side effects that I was having when I jumped from 5 milligram to 7.5, which is some pretty bad fatigue. Yeah, I'm struggling. And I couldn't remember when I started the 7.5 if it was as bad as it feels now. But I feel like anytime you're in something like the now, always seems worse. You know what I mean? Knocked my cup over. But also, back then, at that time was when I'm pretty sure it was about the same time that I had to start the iron infusions, because my iron was like next to nothing, pretty much. So I'm having the fatigue. I'm struggling. Yeah, I am like, the struggle is, it's real over here. I can get up after sleeping, I don't know, 8, 9 hours, and doze off drinking my morning coffee. Within 30 minutes of waking up, I could take a nap. So that's unlike me. But I'm hoping that the longer that I'm on the 10 milligrams, that kind of subsides, how it did with the 7.5. I have one more box of 10 milligrams, not in my possession. I got 3 boxes with my insurance. They approved 3 boxes at one time. So I went ahead and paid for 3 boxes at my pharmacy, but told him to just give me 1 box at a time, because I didn't want to be the reason that somebody else wasn't getting their medication for the month. It saved me a little bit of money. I think it saved me like $20-25. Yeah, we'll do it. I will probably finish out this prescription, the 10 milligram, since I'm already paid for all 3 boxes, and then decide if I want to go back to the 7.5. If I'm still feeling too tired, I didn't finish telling you about my side effects. I'm also having more nausea. I'm feeling hunger, like in my stomach. You know how your stomach feels when it's hungry? I will feel the hunger, but I can still only take a few bites. Now, when I am able to start working out with weights and things again, like I said, the more active you are, your hunger, your appetite will just naturally increase. It's like a supply and demand type thing. If your body is expending all of its energy, it needs replenished, and that is with what we do with food. So it's a natural process. Don't be scared of feeling hungry on this medication. Just listen to your body when it says, okay, that's enough. But I don't know if this medication will override that natural hunger increase when I increase my energy. So that's something that I'm going to keep in mind too. And if I'm not able to increase my calories any at all, then I will definitely go back to the 7.5, because I can't be walking around about to, pass out because I can't eat enough food and I'm wanting to build muscle. So that's kind of like my next priority, is building some muscle, some lean muscle. The muscle that I have lost, which is very evident, I don't ever remember my body having what looks to be no muscle at all. I can't recall a time, because I got into weightlifting at a young age. My stepdad got me into it, and when he introduced me to it, I was hooked. So I've always had some pretty decent muscle tone. Even when I was overweight, like, I still had some strength, and when I flexed my muscle, I could see still some muscle. I mean, it's each to their own, what you think looks best for you. Myself personally, I like lean with some visible muscle mass. Not bulky, but that is the look that I like for myself, and that's my goal. But I will just get there when I can. I'm not going to push my shoulder or push, my body past, the amount of energy that I can muster up for the sake of lifting weights right now. Although I want to real bad. And probably if it wasn't for my shoulder, I probably would have stayed on the 7.5 and just ate more so that I could be building that muscle. You got to put some stuff in your body. You got to put some fuel in your body to build muscle. That's just what it takes. And I've rambled on about that too long. But that's just my little updates where I'm at with, but it's been mainly the fatigue and the nausea. Well, I haven't been going to the bathroom much, but if you're not putting much in your body, there ain't much to come out. Am I right? I mean, I do want to eat more, and I probably could eat more if I would just remember to eat more, even if it's just a few bites here and there to keep up my energy and things. But I said I was going to do better with that. I'm not sure I did this week. I don't think I did. This medication really does make you not think about food. But for me, usually the first sign of hunger that I experience and that I know that I need to go eat something or realize that I haven't ate something is I get lightheaded. And just almost like if you're diabetic and you know what it feels like when your sugar drops, that's how I feel. But I can check my sugar and my sugar will be normal. But it's still that feeling. And I'll eat something and I'll feel better. So, and I feel like that has changed. Like my body's hunger signals changed after weight loss surgery. And I noticed it more when I started Mounjaro, or GLP-1 in general, because Saxenda was my first GLP-1. So yeah, they do work, in my experience, in the same manner, in the same way. But it was just like when I started Saxenda, it was deja vu of weight loss surgery all over again. It was they really do mimic each other. So I will say, once again, that I do agree with that that statement that people make. I don't know why I'm putting my glasses up, y'all. I'm so tired. Like I'm so ready to shower and just go to bed, and it's looks like 7 o'clock. 6 minutes till 7. And I could go to bed. Okay, so numbers. Let me get a drink. Dry mouth. Something else that I've noticed is worse now. And I think that I experienced that when I first titrated up to 7.5 and up to the 5, I think, also. So, okay, so my highest weight ever for weight loss surgery was 259.6. Let me put this up here so I don't have to let down. The day of surgery, I weighed in on the hospital scale at 250. Then after that, I dropped down to 177, and I had my tummy tuck and was immobile, couldn't exercise, and wasn't making the right food choices, given that I couldn't exercise. And then my body went into full-blown menopause, which is yay me. And so I had some regain, and I got back up to 199.9, and that was the day that I went to my doctor and was like, look, I want to try this GLP-1, this Saxenda they're talking about. She didn't know much about it, so she told me to let her do her research, and then she'd report back. She called me back, I think it was like a week, and said that my shot was called in at the pharmacy. My insurance did pay for it in the beginning, and after I think it was 3 months, they said no, I wasn't going to do it anymore. But since I'm type 2 diabetic, she put in the prescription for Mounjaro. They approved it, and I've been on that ever since. And so, with the help of the Saxenda, I got back down to 177 on the dot. It's wild, ain't it? And so that's what I weighed the day I started Mounjaro. It was 177. And last week, I weighed in at 135 on the dot. This week, I weighed in at 132.8. So that means that since last week, I've lost 2.2 pounds. I'm not really hyper-focused on the scale anymore at this point. I know if you're not new to my channel, you've heard me say that I'm a daily weigher. I never thought that I wouldn't weigh myself daily anymore after I just got into the habit of doing it. But I don't even get on the scale. I actually, the day that I got on the scale to get that number, I don't think I had gone on the scale since the week before just to get the number. So that's new for me. Okay, so now I'm going to give you my totals. Like I said, I lost 2.2 pounds since last week. And I'm down 44.2 pounds since starting Mounjaro. 67.1 pounds since starting a GLP-1, which was Saxenda. Since the day of weight loss surgery in June of 2020, I've lost 117.2 pounds. And from my high weight, y'all ready for this? I've lost 126.8 pounds. Literally, almost another me. Huh. That's wild. I feel good. As far as my size goes, I'm okay with that, but the lack of muscle tone, I'm not feeling good about that. But I'll be changing that as soon as I can. But I'm not even going to get on here and act like the loose skin is not bothering me, because y'all, it's bothering me. The loose skin on my arms, my thighs, and my neck are bothering me pretty bad. Not as bad as like my stomach did before my tummy tuck, but I don't like it. But also, would I prefer that skin to be filled back up with fat and be morbidly obese? Hell no. I'll take the loose skin. If it has to be one or the other, then I'll deal with the loose skin, 100%. I've heard a lot of people, or not heard, seen a lot of people comment on some people's videos in here. Has it been on here? Maybe a few on YouTube, but a lot on TikTok. Y'all, people can be mean over there. They're not as nice on TikTok. A lot of them are not as the community here on YouTube. I will say that. I noticed that right off the bat. But anyway, they'll say things like, yeah, but look at all that loose skin. They obviously have never been morbidly obese, or they are and refuse to do anything about it, and they're just, it's their way of just lashing out. I don't know, who knows? Could go either way. But the loose skin, look, being morbidly obese, feeling like you're going to pass out after walking up 13 stairs. I just said 13 because that's the number of stairs that's in my house. Feeling like you're going to fall out before you even get to the top. Just feeling gross in your own skin. Not liking getting dressed because you don't like how anything looks on you. I wouldn't trade it back. I don't want that back for nothing. I'll deal with the loose skin first. But that's just me. It's each to their own. Everybody has their own opinions on everything, and you're entitled to it. My pants size. I don't think I have mentioned that in comparison then versus now, except for maybe once when I took a picture in a dressing room. That's the only time I recall, but I'll just go ahead and mention that because I don't think it's going to change anymore, just because at this point I feel like it's bone structure thing, that I'm just the size pants that I am, because my hip bones I feel are kind of wider than some people. But the largest size jeans that I recall buying was, I'm thinking they were a size 22. I'm pretty sure they were a 22. And now I'm in 4s and 6s. So that's that's pretty fucking amazing if you ask me. I mean, I'm just saying. Whether you ask me or not, I'm just going to tell you. I don't drop F-bomb often on here. Real life, I say it, but I try to watch on here, but sometimes it just comes out. But I think it's pretty great. I'm really proud of that. I'm a work in progress still yet. There's still some habits that, you know, I need to change. I feel like we all have this stuff that we could do better on. You know what I mean? I did start drinking Diet Mountain Dew again. Is it the best choice? No. Is it the worst thing I could be drinking? Also, no. So, there's that. I feel like if you cut out everything, you're just going to lose your shit and go eat and drink all the things. That's what it's going to lead to. For me personally, I should have said that. Yeah, I don't want that to happen again. So, all right, I'm going to get off and rest. Get up and get them grandbabies in the morning. So, hope everybody's doing good. Let me know in the comments how your journey is going, if you're on a weight loss journey as well. If you have a channel on here where you're documenting it, and I've just overlooked it or just haven't noticed it or whatever, let me know in the comments as well, and I will come over and check you out. I'll subscribe. I'll get on here and I'll be your hype girl. I will hype you up, sis. There's one thing about me. I will hype you up. Yeah, thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed, go ahead and do that. I'd appreciate it. Helps me out. Give this video a thumbs up. That helps my channel out. And I'm going to try to edit this down to where it makes sense. But a little less babbling. Yapping. Wish me luck. Alright, y'all. Bye. Remember, be nice or be quiet. And I will see you guys in a few days with a short, and in a week with another sit-down chit-chat.